All right, thank you so much. So in today's Money Talks, we are talking about a very special economic report to the governor. Of course, we have our experts in from the University of Tennessee. Larry, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. So talk about what this report is and why it's so important for the governor, obviously.
Yeah, so the economic report to the governor, this is actually an annual report that we release towards the end of December every year, and it provides an economic forecast for the state of Tennessee. So looking at kind of how we think the economy is going to perform over the next few years. And then also we do an economic update, kind of a retrospective, and look at key economic indicators such as like employment growth and population trends to see how the state performed relative to the nation in the last year.
Wow, so a lot of important factors that you guys are considering in this report. What were some of the key takeaways?
So I would say the kind of the headline finding of the report is that there's many economists out there right now kind of forecasting a mild recession for the U.S. as a whole, but we're more optimistic for the state. So we think that Tennessee will hopefully avoid a recession in large part due to the strong influx of new residents that have moved into the state in recent years. So most recent data that actually just came out a few weeks ago for 2022 shows that there's 80,000 new residents that moved to Tennessee through domestic migration, so that is moving here from other U.S. states. So that has important implications for the economy as these people are going to be working in Tennessee, they'll be spending money in Tennessee, and that'll lead to further economic growth. In addition, over the last few years, the percentage of people moving into Tennessee, there's been a large percentage that have been between the ages of 20 to 44. So that's like right in that prime working age group. So these are certainly people that are most likely to be working when they move here, and they'll probably stay in the labor force for at least the medium to long term as well.
Fantastic. And that really, you kind of beat me to the punch on the next question there about what that could mean for the labor force. But as you explained, it could leave us faring very well.
Yeah, and so the labor force in Tennessee continues to remain pretty strong. So we now have about 100,000 more workers on payrolls in Tennessee than we did prior to the pandemic.
Wow.
And and the state recovered, the labor force at least, they recovered pretty quickly following the shock during the initial phase of the pandemic. That being said, there are still a ton of job openings and unfilled positions throughout the state. There's actually been a bit of a shortage of workers for the last 2 years now. And our recent estimates suggest that that gap is at about 120,000. So what that suggests is that even if every unemployed Tennessean found a job today, and when I say unemployed, I mean someone who's not working but actively looking for work. So even if they all found a job today, there'd still be over 120,000 unfilled positions throughout the state.
Wow. So I guess in this report here, what are some of the other key takeaways or factors that are going to be involved and that we're looking at in terms of Tennessee growth, moving forward into 2023?
Sure. So one other thing that we look at is kind of factors related to workforce quality, and we pay particular attention to health and education. The thought being that a healthier workforce, they can usually work more hours and take fewer sick days, while a more educated workforce, on average, not always, but on average, they'll earn higher incomes, and then they can spend more money throughout the economy, leading to further economic growth. So unfortunately, on the health front, Tennessee consistently lags behind the nation due to a number of unhealthy behaviors, as well as a high prevalence of serious health ailments. However, on the education front, things are much more promising, as the most recent data shows that Tennessee now has a higher percentage of its adult population with a high school diploma or higher than the national average. And that's actually the first time that Tennessee's adult education rate, so that's 25 years and over, has exceeded the national average. So that's super encouraging.
So as always, we have a couple of things we can work on, but really Tennessee is looking to be in a great positive spot. Larry, thank you for breaking this all down for us. I'm sure that's a lengthy report that is going to the governor, but we are excited that we kind of got the headlines and the bullet points there. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. And hey, stick with us after the break. We're going to have a final check on your forecast.